In 1970, at the height of America's muscle car era, one name roared louder than the rest: Chevelle SS454. It was remembered as a street monster, a brute force machine that could crush anything in its path. But here's the thing: what you see is just the tip of the iceberg. From the 396 badge that secretly hid a larger engine, to a completely redesigned body still labeled part of the old generation, this 1970 Chevelle SS was a complex puzzle only true enthusiasts could fully understand. In this video, we're uncovering 10 shocking secrets about the Chevelle SS454, details even seasoned car lovers might not know. And by the time we reach the end, you may never look at this legendary car the same way again. Number 1. It wasn't a 396, it was a 402 CID. When someone mentions the Chevelle SS, the image of a car proudly wearing the 396 badge instantly comes to mind. But here's the twist: that number was just marketing. The truth is, the 1970 Chevelle SS didn't use a 396 CID engine. It had a V8 with 402 CID. So why didn't Chevy update the badge? The answer lies in brand power. 396 had been tied to the supersport name since 1965. It was a trusted icon. Changing it to 402 might have confused buyers or made them think it was a whole different engine. Instead, Chevrolet quietly bored out the cylinders, increasing the old engine from 396 to 402 cubic inches. But they kept the 396 name to maintain brand familiarity, a silent upgrade. There were two versions of this fake 396, a base 350 horsepower and a high-performance L78 with 375 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. That gave the Chevelle SS 0 to 60 mph times of just 5.9 seconds and a top speed of 140 miles per hour. Outrageous for something wearing a 396 badge. Even Chevrolet's own paperwork, pricing sheets, and brochures still called it the 396. It was a perfect illusion, and one of the strangest secrets in Chevelle SS history. Number 2, A totally new design. 1970, the Chevelle SS received a brand new look, a bold, modern, muscular redesign so radical that many believed it marked an entirely new generation. But technically, it was still part of the second generation, which began in 1968. So, what made this redesign so dramatic? Chevrolet replaced all the outer body panels, all new sheet metal. The shape followed the famous Coke bottle styling, pinched in the middle and flared at the wheels, giving the car a flexed, muscular stance. The front end became sharper and more aggressive. 1970 was the last year the Chevelle had 4 headlights, a detail many fans believed gave it the best front look ever. In the rear, tail lights were cleverly hidden inside the chrome bumper, meeting new 5-EMF crash safety standards while preserving the car's clean lines. The car's dimensions were impressive too: over 201 inches long, 75.3 inches wide, and not exactly light, 3,369 pounds for the hardtop. Its low, wide posture made it look fast, standing still. Strangely, despite the dramatic styling changes, Chevy kept the Chevelle SS within the second generation. Number 3. The Chevelle SS was also a luxury car. When people think of the Chevelle SS, they imagine a speed beast, roaring V8s, and tire-burning launches. But what many don't realize is that behind its muscle exterior, the Chevelle SS was actually a luxury car. Chevy didn't want the SS to compete only with stripped-down rivals like the Plymouth Roadrunner or Ford Torino. They wanted a car that combined raw power with upscale refinement. Inside the cabin, you got bucket seats, not the typical bench. The interior was trimmed with chrome accents, and the dash featured a standard tachometer, something normally seen in race cars. Most striking was the 160 mph speedometer, signaling that this car meant serious business. It also came standard with an AM/FM radio, rare for the time, offering a premium driving experience. In terms of color, Chevy offered 15 standard paint options, plus those iconic dual racing stripes on the hood and trunk, a stylish yet aggressive touch. Special hues like Hugger Orange and Daytona Yellow, along with rare two-tone schemes, added even more flair. Number 4. The birth of the SS454, GM broke its own ban. Throughout the 1960s, General Motors enforced a strange internal rule: no engines larger than 400 CID in mid-size cars. That put Chevy at a disadvantage against beasts like the Dodge Charger 426 HEMI or the Ford Torino Cobra 429. But in 1970, GM lifted the ban, and Chevrolet wasted no time. They immediately dropped a massive 454 cubic inch V8 into the Chevelle SS. And just like that, the SS454 legend was born. Two engine versions were available: the LS5 with 360 horsepower and the monstrous LS6 cranking out 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. Staggering numbers for a mass-produced car at the time. With a 4-speed manual transmission, the Chevelle SS454 LS6 could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds and blaze through the quarter mile in under 6 seconds, 13.4 seconds, making it one of the fastest street cars of its era. Of course, that power came with a price. Insurance companies refused to cover it, or charged sky-high premiums, labeling it too dangerous. But for Chevy, this was their triumphant return. The SS454 wasn't just a car. Number 5, ultra rare, especially the LS6 version. Everyone knows the Chevelle SS454 is a legend, but few realize just how rare it truly is, especially the LS6 version. In 1970, Chevrolet built over 442,000 Chevelle. That sounds like a lot, until you start breaking it down. Only about 62,000 were SS models, and of those, fewer than 4,500 were equipped with the top-tier LS6 package. But that's just the surface. Back then, Chevrolet didn't keep detailed production records by variant, making it incredibly hard today to verify how many true LS6 cars still exist. Some were modified, others destroyed, and many lost their original documentation. To this day, no one can say with certainty whether that 4,475 figure is even accurate. Incomplete records, messy archives, it all adds to the legendary aura of the LS6. Another reason for its rarity? Price. At nearly $4,000 in 1970, a Chevelle SS454 LS6 wasn't cheap. Many buyers opted for the more affordable LS5 or skipped the SS package entirely. Number 6, A Hollywood legend. The Chevelle SS454 wasn't just a street legend, it became a true Hollywood star, appearing in blockbuster films where it played more than just a background role. It became part of the story. In the Fast and Furious series, Dom Toretto drives a Chevelle SS454 across 4 different movies. From its first appearance in Baja, Mexico, to street races and even a dramatic destruction scene, the car reflected Dom's character: strong, silent, and unbreakable. It returned again in Fast X, restored and used as a teaching tool for Dom's son, a symbolic passing of the torch. What's amazing is that no matter how many times it's wrecked, repainted, or replaced, the Chevelle SS never disappears. It always comes back, always makes a statement. Few muscle cars ever escape the garage to become film icons, but the 1970 Chevelle SS did it with flair. Number 7. Not every Chevelle SS is the real deal. Here's a hard truth that might burst a few bubbles. Not every Chevelle SS you see on the street or at a car show is the real deal. In fact, the number of clone or tribute builds out there is growing by the year. How did this happen? Starting in 1969, the Chevelle SS was no longer its own model. It became a performance package. That meant the VIN no longer confirmed whether the car was a true SS or not. And that opened the floodgates for copycats. All it takes is a standard Chevelle body, a few SS badges, racing stripes, maybe a big block V8. And to the casual eye, it looks legit. And unless you know what to look for, it's easy to be fooled. So how do you tell the real from the replica? It's tricky. A true SS usually has matching engine and frame numbers, RPOF 41 suspension, a 12-bolt rear end, and correct transmission codes. But all of that can be swapped in later. The only real proof? Original paperwork like the build sheet or Protecto plate. But those are rare to find today. That's why, if you're serious about buying a Chevelle SS, take an expert with you. Because while a tribute build might look perfect and cost nearly as much, it will never carry the true collector value of the real thing. Number 8. Its value today is beyond imagination. How much do you think a Chevelle SS is worth? $50,000? $100,000? Brace yourself. The real numbers might blow your mind. According to Haggerty, a Chevelle SS454 in fair condition is valued at about $67,000. In showroom condition, it can climb to $122,000. But that's just the beginning. If you're talking about the SS454 LS6, the rarest and most powerful version, then even a rough one can fetch over $80,000. A well-preserved original? Think $200,000 or more. Now let's talk auctions. Some SS454 LS6 convertibles have sold for over $500,000. One even hit $1.24 million. That was Ray Allen's NHRA drag car with just 61 original miles on the clock. Even forgotten cars, faded paint, missing engine, rust everywhere, still hold value if they're real LS6s. Why? Because the LS6 was only made for 1 year, 1970. And today, fewer than 350 are registered in the official LS6 registry. Number 9. The undisputed king of muscle cars. Being the strongest doesn't automatically make you the king. In the muscle car world, the title King of the Muscle Cars belongs to the one that combines raw power, presence, and, more than anything else, the respect of the community. And that's exactly what the Chevelle SS454 LS6 earned. When it arrived in 1970, it wasn't just another Chevy. It was a statement. Chevrolet's thunderous comeback after years of corporate limitations. But what really made the LS6 a legend was how it made drivers feel. The engine roared like a war cry. The body was clean yet aggressive. No need for wings or flashy stripes. Driving this car was like taming a beast. Raw, unapologetic power fused with a calm sense of control. Even today, over 50 years later, in classic car meets and YouTube garage builds, the name Chevelle SS LS6 is still spoken with reverence. Number 10. The modern resurrection. Chevelle 70/SS. Think the Chevelle SS454 only lives on in memories and dusty garages? Think again. It has been reborn in a way that even the most skeptical gearheads have come to admire. A company called Trans Am Worldwide, based in Florida, brought the 1970 legend back, not as a watered-down tribute, but as a modern monster that honors its DNA while embracing cutting-edge technology. They named it the Chevelle 70/SS. It looks classic, with a long hood, short deck, dual stripes, and that familiar Coke bottle shape. But underneath, it rides on a modern Camaro platform with a carbon fiber body, high-performance suspension, and powerful brakes. Everything is tuned to preserve the old soul, but deliver 21st-century driving thrills. 3 versions are offered: a 450 horsepower base model, a 396 Heritage with up to 900 horsepower, and the top-tier LS6X pushing 1,500 horsepower from a twin-turbocharged 454 cubic inch V8. Only 25 units will ever be built. From the mislabeled 396 to the game-changing LS6 that put Chevy back in the race, the Chevelle SS454 wasn't just a muscle car. It was an icon, a statement, a living legacy. And over 50 years later, it's still alive, on streets, on screens, and in the hearts of enthusiasts. Were you surprised by the secrets behind the Chevelle SS454? Which one impressed you most? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. If you love stories about classic cars, rare rides, and forgotten engines, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss what's coming next.